People who lost a lot of weight, what surprises you the most now? I lost 100 pounds over a year and a half, but since I'm old 70s it seems few people comment on it because they think I'm wasting away from some terminal illness. Lost about 80 pounds in the past year and a half. Biggest thing that I've noticed that I haven't seen mentioned on here yet is my acid reflux and heartburn are basically gone. I used to be popping Tums every couple hours and now they just sit in the medicine cabinet collecting dust. I can buy clothes in any store I want. I'm always cold now. Having bones. Collarbones, wrist bones, knee bones, hip bones, ribs. I have so many bones sticking out everywhere and it's weird as hell. I remember when I lost the first big chunk of weight around 50 pounds, it was like it gave some people license to talk shit about the old me. Old co-workers, friends, made a lot of not just negative, but harsh comments about what I used to look like. One person I met after the big loss saw a picture of me prior and said, "Wow, we wouldn't even be friends." It wasn't extremely common, but I was a little alarmed by some of the attention. My weight has been up and down since then, but every time I gain a little it gets me a little down thinking about those things people said. I've lost 100 pounds since 2020. It's a collection of little things that surprise me. For at least 10 years I couldn't put on socks, or tie my shoes. I couldn't bend over and pick something up. I couldn't climb a ladder to fix something. Simple things like that I can do now that fascinate me. Some additional little things are sitting in a chair with arms, sitting in a booth in a restaurant, being able to shop in a normal store and not needing to buy the biggest size there, being able to easily wipe my butt, and looking down and being able to see my penis. The loose skin is a bit unexpected. How much nicer people are to you. My feet weren't wide, they were fat. I'm surprised at how much nicer some people are to me, strangers mostly. I'm also surprised at how people I know talk about my before, like now that I'm not overweight, their old opinions won't hurt my feelings. Like no, it's still mean. And lastly, how much your brain messes with reality. I still look in the mirror and see me at 300 pounds. My brain cannot catch up. I have extreme anxiety about gaining any weight. So I still have eating issues, it's just the opposite of what they used to be. I'm down 71 pounds since March. Not trying to be crude, but my intimacy with my wife has gotten much better. No more feeling like I have meat sweats, no more getting soft randomly, no more loss of interest, her interest in me has increased, etc. Wow, I had no idea this would get so much input from, well, anyone. Thank you to those asking questions and offering encouraging words. I will be responding as fast as I can. Lost 100 pounds twice, currently on my third weight loss journey from 370 to 240 again. High water point pre-pandemic was 400. What's wild is being the guy that lost a lot of weight and then gained it back in the judgment. Goddamn, this blew up. Thanks for the support. I have a spine injury I'm currently in physical therapy for and obviously need to baby. Slow and steady is the healthiest way but I'm just not used to not being able to attack it with the fun shit I like to do, like rucking, jogging, hiking and lifting. The constant random sharp chest pains don't occur as often anymore. I get drunk way faster. Only lost 20 pounds but I've effectively gained more than half of my old clothes back. Typo. I lost 75 pounds. I'm in better shape, but I'm still me. I still have the same anxieties and insecurities. I'm just thinner. I can see my penis now. It's smaller than I remember. I peaked at 500 pounds a couple years ago. 267 today. I can't believe how cold I am all the time. It also still blows my mind when I walk up a flight of steps with no changes to my breathing. I was also surprised to go down half a shoe size. Hats fit better, lol. It's mostly the little things that get me. I feel so much more vulnerable now that I'm 140 pounds lighter. I've lost around 35 so far and wanting to lose another 70-ish. Apparently being smaller makes you funnier as people totally treat me differently and are more willing to talk to me. Kind of fucked, but it is what it is. I was an overweight kid and teenager who got into the gym in high school and lost it. Took me a decade to adjust and get comfortable with the new way of life. Recently my gallbladder went sour and I lost another 20 pounds. Now I look too small, I'm on the other side of the coin so to speak. I can see and recognize in the mirror I'm too small, but I'm freaked out about gaining weight back and eating. I've learned weight and my relationship with food is never going to be easy. I've only lost 30 pounds in 3 months because I'm only just starting, but I'm so surprised at how much easier it is to walk and stand for long periods of time. Only 30 pounds. I'm excited for what other changes are gonna happen, but I hope I can actually lose more weight. People are nicer when you're skinnier. I don't sweat as much. Wiping my bottom is so much easier. That's the weirdest one for me. I don't see myself at the size I am. I still see 140 kilograms, just with collarbones now. I will still buy clothes much too big out of habit. I'm scared to try nice things on in case they don't fit, so I dress like a hobo. I am much more afraid of being judged now than I was as a large lady. I guess because I already felt mega judged, I just ran with it. I also try to make myself smaller. Sitting down I will squish my arms together, etc. People suddenly want to get to know you. I've lost about 130 pounds, and suddenly people were much more interested in me. Like, it was easier to have small talk. Easier to get respected. Being listened to. When you're fat, people assume because you're lazy, dumb, and a sad excuse for a human. As an obese person I got bullied, discriminated, and told I'm worthless. My new self isn't hearing any of these things. The same people who wanted to put me down now praise me for my achievements, and I'm supposed to accept it. Meh, whatever I guess. Might be obvious, but how your body changes in the areas you lost weight. I lost a considerable amount around my stomach. My stomach used to be bigger and sit up higher, but once I lost weight it kind of fell and created an apron belly with tons of stretch marks. Even post-weight loss it's one of my biggest insecurities, but I am learning to love it. I also have pairs of shoes that are bigger on me cause I lost weight in my feet. Weird stuff, man. Just goes to show that losing weight, being thinner, does not guarantee constant happiness. I immediately had more success with women, which isn't surprising. The surprising part is that everyone says that relationships and other people can't make us happy. We have to do that internally. Well, I was always lonely and depressed about my inability to get a girlfriend. Once I could, I was much happier. Sometimes it really is as easy as getting a girlfriend. Kind of shocked me. I lost 115 pounds. 1. I got hit on. I'm a female and got a lot more action when I was obese. Like WTF. That wasn't what I was expecting. 2. I'm always cold. It has to be at least 80 outside for me to even consider wearing anything other than pants and a sweater. 3. I still hate the way my body looks, just in a different way. I used to hate how fat and unhealthy I looked, now I hate all my extra skin and the way everything settled for. My feet shrank from a size 8.5 to a 7. Didn't see that one coming. Honestly, how loose my skin is. And how much energy I have to go and do things now. It hurts to sit for long periods when you are very slim. Literal bony ass. How many simple, nagging health issues got fixed along the way? I sleep better, my eczema flares up less, no more pain in my joints from daily activities, better focus and sustained energy throughout the day. Also, Mr. Winky says hello in the mornings a lot more pee, but it's not all good. My hair thinned noticeably because I lost too much too fast. It's thickened up a bit, but there's still a bit of collateral damage that I'm not sure will ever get better. I've gained over 30 kilograms, almost 70 pounds during and after my pregnancy. Now 3 years later I'm back to my pre-pregnancy weight, and at first I was loving it and felt very confident, but few months later I'm having the same insecurities and feelings as I had at my heaviest. It's been the biggest mindfuck because I thought I'd be so happy, but ultimately it's never about your weight but your inner state. A few things surprised me. It's way tougher to keep the weight off than it was to lose it in the first place. But what really got to me was how everything changed. Suddenly, the people at the perfume and makeup counter could see me. Men were bending over backward to open doors, trying to be all chivalrous, laughing at my jokes, and really listening when we talked. Even at the hardware store, I got help super quickly. And my doctors. Now they pay more attention when I talk about my health worries. So many things became different. Easier. That I easily lost 15 kilograms, but not because I cut down on carbs and reduced portion sizes. I lost weight because I had an aggressive cancer. Doing small tasks isn't actually exhausting, like to tie my shoes, do laundry, walk the dogs. I was fat throughout most of my childhood. I got made fun of. My parents and family were never mean or cruel, but them constantly reminding me I needed to lose weight hurt sometimes. I have not been fat since junior high, but I always think of myself as someone who is fat, just temporarily skinny. I have a hard time eating now. Pretty much everything makes me violently ill. Losing weight won't always fix you mentally, and it's not guaranteed to change how you see yourself. People treat me with more common decency. How men and women treat and view me. I'm always freezing. I lost 37 pounds so far and notice more attention from women when I'm dressed and groomed nicely. Also, I lost muscle mass, which is very sad, but I'm hoping to see max definition soonish. Kind of fascinating how the weight loss occurred like in my legs and hips, like a part of my body that didn't ever carry much fat. But like the fat was internal or not just under my skin. Like my body diameter decreased, not just in my belly male. Yes, people are definitely nicer to me. And that's a horrible truth. It makes me very sad for people who are really obese, because I am well familiar with what a horrible and hopeless feeling that is. I started a new meditation edit medication that melted maybe 60 pounds off me in about 3 months. It was like I went to sleep fat and woke up skinny. I didn't even notice it happen. But I still tend to give objects a wide berth, like coffee dining tables. I don't get random, intense pain in my chest. I can finally wear hoodies again without feeling like I'm being strangled. I also went down a shoe size, which is kind of annoying as an adult. I just got a bunch of thick socks instead of trying to replace all my shoes. How comfortable and happy in my body I feel. When I was overweight, I absolutely hated how I looked and the way my clothes looked on me. Now the last thing I worry about is my appearance, apart from small beauty-enhancing things and anti-aging. I can jump out of the bed of my truck, without people having pure shock on their faces on how my legs didn't crumble. Down close to 300 pounds now. Weirdly, the biggest thing for me is how much my appetite and food cravings have changed. I'm not hungry constantly, and when I do get cravings it's usually for meat and not sweets. I've heard of this happening with a few other people as well, but my tolerance for spicy food went way up too. Tabasco used to be too spicy, and now I'm eating ghost peppers without flinching. How easy it can be to cut your own toenails. How differently strangers treat me. Holding doors more often, casually complimenting my outfits, asking for directions more often, etc. Losing weight made the world see me as more approachable. It's fucking cold. How often I smile at myself every time I see my reflection because I'm proud of my progress and my body, and I think I look